Wednesday, I have the pleasure of sitting down with my dear friend and all-around knower of all cool things in Amarillo. This is Chip Chandler with Panhandle PBS. And spoiler, he is our first ever return guest.
Wow.
Yes, and you are our first ever guest.
I am so honored. Thank you.
Yes, we're so glad to have you. Thank you for coming back and
Thanks
drinking
for
wine.
asking me again. Yeah,
And you can come anytime.
just twist my arm really.
Yeah.
Just give me a little while.
It's hard
Yeah.
to get people out here to drink wine. It's really rough. So you guys have the Yellow City Sounds Music Festival coming up.
Yes.
Tell me all about the festival.
Okay, it's our second festival. It is Saturday, September 1st in Memorial Park, next to the Washington Street campus of Amarillo College. We are thrilled about this year's lineup. This year's called Yellow City Sounds Music Festival, Music Made Here, and we're bringing together some bands from Amarillo's past with some of the hottest bands from Amarillo's current day music scene, and it's going to be a wild day. It's going to be fantastic.
If it's anything like last year, it's going to be amazing. I enjoyed the festival last year so much. There were so many people, and it's a great day to come out, take your lawn chairs, take a big shady umbrella, take a big blanket, and prepare to just have a full day of fun. Bring your dog.
Yeah, it's a family-friendly festival. This year we've got the Chick-fil-A kids area from 2 to 5 with about a dozen different booths. We do have at least 10 food trucks this year. Double what we had last year.
Yeah.
We've got Coast to Coast, Cowboy Gelato, Golden Light, J&L Good Grubs, Mitchie's Frozen Lemonade, Papa's Concessions, Pizza Nomad, Purple Flamingo Pops, Tacos Plaza, and Thumper's Grill. They've all committed.
Wow.
And there's still 2, maybe 3 more that we hope to get in there as well.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna have all the delicious food, all these cool bands. So tell me the band lineup.
Okay, so our headliners are the Groovies. This is their first show together in 17 years. They got their start in Amarillo in the late 90s. They are phenomenal. Americana, Texas country. Susan Gibson was with them when she wrote Wide Open Spaces. Lloyd Maines was the producer of 2 of their albums, and Lloyd loved that song and said, hey daughter Natalie, you and your band might listen to this song.
Yeah.
And they did listen to this song, and it got to be on their album, and it got to be their first single from their album, and it got to be a massive, mega success. You might have heard of the Dixie Chicks. This is the band that made the song first.
Stopped singing the Dixie Chicks.
Like I said, they broke up in 2001. This is their first show. They're doing another reunion show at Green Hall on September 30th. But we're first. And that was on purpose. They've been asked for years and years to reunite. And Susan told me a couple of months ago, and I'm so humbled by this, but she said they got to get together because we asked them to, because I asked them to do this festival. And I'll be honest with you, I only asked them very selfishly because I wasn't going out and listening to music in the late 90s in Amarillo. I just started working here and I didn't know anything about the entertainment scene yet. I was working in a different department, and so I didn't know anything about what we had to offer, and so I didn't know about this amazing band who also brought their friends from Dallas and Lubbock to come play a couple shows on 6th Street with them.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so this is the first chance I'll ever actually see the entire Groovies lineup, so this is all for me. No.
It is.
No, it's for their fans. They have a huge fan base that has been rabidly awaiting them to get back together for a very long time. So we are thrilled that we can be the hosts for that. It's fantastic. The next band on the lineup is Cracked. They were an 80s rock band. 3 of their members still perform here around town. Chuck Alexander with Insufficient Funds and the Martinis. Scott Nall, who plays drums with the Martinis and a couple of other bands. And Bob Hopkins, who's an amazing keyboard player. They played together first in the 80s. They toured regionally. They got up into the Midwest and up a little further north. And oddly enough, they got one of their music video played on Much Music in Canada. And they
bringing some Panhandle to Canada.
That's right. And they had a single that they entered into this national contest, and it did well for them. And I can't remember that full story. I think I've linked to it from our webpage about the festival. But they're great. They get together every few years for a reunion show. We're very glad that we can host this year's reunion with them. They're going to be a lot of fun. Then Turbine Toolshed, they played here in the early teens.
Yeah.
20 teens.
Yeah.
They have been broken up for about 4 or 5 years, but their musicians still play around town. Maggie Burke, Eddie Essler from Eddie and the Eat, Carlos from Comanche Moon, and the three of them still play all around town. It's a 5-piece band. One of their members moved up to Phoenix. He's flying in for the show.
Oh, cool.
One of their drummer hasn't played a show in several years. He's coming back for this show. So their fans are going to want to come catch them. They're great. They're fantastic. I'm so happy that they agreed to get back together for us. And then we've got 3 bands that are hot now on the scene. Mount Ivy. They broke up for about a year, or they were apart for about a year. One of their members moved away. He moved back to town. They've started playing again. They are a fantastic rock band. One of my favorites. College rock, indie rock, weird and goofy, and that's a compliment. I love them. They're fantastic. Comanche Moon is a progressive Americana band. They just released their new album, Country Music Death Star, through Red Music. It's being distributed through Red Music, which is a division of Sony. So it's a big step for them. We're very proud of them, and that they're going to be performing. They played in our studio earlier this year at a Yellow City Sounds live concert, and it was a fantastic show. It's still on our Facebook page. You can check them out. They're great. And I just live streamed a rehearsal. There's a song from rehearsal last week. It's also on our Facebook page.
So I think this is a wonderful pairing here because we are wine made here. You're doing music made here. You're producing content on Panhandle PBS that's made here. Everything is right here in the Panhandle. And to celebrate that, we are going to talk about, we're going to pair these wines with all of the respective bands in the lineup. So this was kind of fun to come up with. So first up, I have the 2008 Enigmatic. It is one of our oldest wines. It is one of our most highly awarded wines. Just all across the board, top notch. And so we paired that with the Groovies.
Yeah, that's a perfect pair.
Yeah.
They are, they're phenomenal. Their albums, I still listen to their albums. And I've just added them on Spotify and iTunes. So if you've lost your CD or if you never got one, you can go back and listen to them.
Oh, that's cool.
But they're a fantastic band. It's a great pairing.
And this wine stands the test of time, and so does Music by the Groovies. So next up is our Ruby. It is a big, bold, full-bodied wine. So we paired that with the big awesomeness of Turbine Tool Shed and how fun and big they are.
That's a great
I really like that one too. Yeah. I saw them in the early teens back in the day, and I remember having such a great time listening to them.
I saw several of their shows back in the day. I love their sound, love just their vibe. They're great. They've got Maggie sharing the vocal duties. She's got one of the best voices in town.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The rest of the guys are all great musicians, and they can just tear it up.
Next up, we have the Pinot Noir with Cracked. Being a classic varietal, just being such an across-the-board, likable wine, very approachable, very fun. I think that goes well.
It really does. They're going to play a lot of classic rock hits, 80s rock hits, and their own original music. So yeah, that's a dead-on pairing.
Next up, I paired the 2010 Cabernet Sauvignon with Comanche Moon. For a couple of reasons. The 10 is this really wonderfully structured, bold red wine, but also they just got signed on with
Red Music, yeah.
Yes,
so it's perfect, and their music is very well structured. They've got really strong musicians in the band. Finally,
we paired our Howling Cow, which is a sweet, bubbly, fun wine. We paired that with Mount Ivy because they're such a fun band.
That's the vibe of their shows. It's bubbly and fun and it's a little silly.
It's a good time.
That's a really good pairing as well.
So, if you're more familiar with our wines than these bands, I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into the music that you can hear. But yeah, this is going to be fun.
It is. It is, and like I said, it's a family-friendly music festival. You can bring things that are not in glass bottles. It's a public park, so feel free to. But we've also got space for the kids to play around. We've got our Chick-fil-A Kids area has the Amarillo College Teach Club. It has activity. It has the Amarillo Fire Department Smokehouse. It has activities from the Amarillo Museum of Art, the Amarillo Zoo, the Don Harrington Discovery Center. Home Depot is bringing out their little hands-on construction
kits. You just have everybody in town.
Panhandle Plains Historical Museum. Yeah, it's really grown from last year. Last year we had about 3,000 people there during the day. I think it's going to grow.
I do too.
Knock wood, it may double in size.
Well, we've got some wood for you to knock on.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
So
it was such a good time, and there's plenty of space. It's not even one of those festivals where you feel like you're cramped in.
We've got the run of Memorial Park from the college campus through the gazebo. Plenty of room out there. Do bring an umbrella if you're going to come out during the day. Definitely bring an umbrella.
Wear your sunscreen.
Wear your sunscreen. Wear a big floppy hat. But we'll have plenty of food for you. We'll have all sorts of activities. We've got at least 10 vendors who've already signed up to come out to share their wares, and we'll do even some face painting, and we'll have the Coffee Memorial Blood Truck, just everything. Everything you can possibly enjoy, it's all there, and it's a free festival. I need to emphasize that a lot. It's free. You're going to be paying for the food, of course, but in some of the vendor booths, we're going to get a cut of that money. So it's all going to come back to the station and FM 90 to help us continue bringing great music and great arts and learning and community affairs to you and through our broadcast network as well. But it's a free festival, and we want everybody to come out.
You should. It's really so much fun, and congratulations on getting all of this put together and getting everybody reunited.
Yes.
Was it hard to talk them into that?
There were some bands who were not on this line that were a little resistant to the idea. I mean, I get it. But no, it wasn't hard to get the group together, which just makes me feel good.
Well, Chip, thank you so much for sitting down with me. This has been super fun, and thank you for coming back.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's always great fun to talk to you and to drink some great wine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Anytime.
Well, everybody, check out the Yellow City Sounds Music Festival and just Panhandle PBS in general. They're always doing cool stuff. Follow them on Facebook. Check them out. Go to the festival.
Saturday, September 1st, Memorial Park, 2 to 10 p.m., and it's free. The Groovies are reuniting, Cracks, Turbine Tool Shed, Bound Ivy, Comanche Moon, and Oddfellas. 10 food trucks, kids activities, everything.
Cheers.
Cheers.